Marvel Studios is currently developing Avengers The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, and while very little is known about both of the projects, recent rumors have suggested that Loki could play a big part in at least one or both films, since he has a pretty big connection to Kang the Conqueror, already making a big splash in Loki Season 1. So let's talk about the obvious, how Loki and Thor will be reunited. So I already talked about the fact that reports are stating that Loki will be in the Kang Dynasty and probably in Secret Wars. I mean, everybody at this point is going to be in Secret Wars, so yeah, Loki appearing in the Kang Dynasty also makes sense to me because he's literally fighting a variant of Kang or multiple versions of Kang, just like there's going to be multiple versions all throughout the MCU and the multiverse. So again, it's a given. Now, I want to talk about the fact that they already started setting up and teasing a potential return of Loki, and I'm talking about Loki from the TV series and not Prime Loki, who ended up dying, who may or may not be in Valhalla. Now again, if you're going to be having the Avengers assemble once again to fight Kang the Conqueror, you need to pull in all the big guns. Are you telling me that you're going to assemble the Avengers and various corners of the galaxy all together and characters from across the multiverse, and you're not going to bring together the current version of Thor, aka Thor Prime, and Loki, who ended up leaving after the events of, well, Endgame, but technically the events of the original Avengers, and ended up getting his own character arc that develops him as a hero. Obviously, I think they're going to do this, and you can see how it would be a great moment where Thor finally realizes that, my God, Loki, despite what I think of him at his worst, can end up being what I always thought he could be, which is Loki at his best, a hero. Again, there's a lot here, and you can perfectly set up the story in regards to the character development that Loki has gone through and how he's seen that Kang must be stopped, for better or for worse, no matter what. Even if Loki has the ultimate motivation to still betray everybody, he knows Kang must be stopped. And the way that Marvel Studios has developed characters, in the end, he will realize the error of his ways. We literally saw this in Loki Season 1. So it makes sense that when you're uniting the multiverse for a two-part Avengers film, again, we're kind of looking at it as a Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame scenario, where it's gonna be, once you put them together, one story. It makes sense that Loki will be a major player, as I stated in the Loki appearing in the Kang Dynasty video, because he has to by the nature of what the film is about. So including Loki in this to come face to face with Thor only makes sense because Thor built up the whole story of eternity. And there's no way that eternity, especially a piece of eternity that's now literally a sidekick to Thor, is going to be missing from a giant crossover event that leads to Secret Wars. So it's all here, right? We can see it's going to happen. Like, you don't need an ace scooper to tell you this, to get excited about it. It's kind of at face value. Just like when they announced Avengers Infinity War, and all the scoopers were dropping hints that the Guardians would appear in the film. Obviously, like, could you imagine if they weren't in it?